tweets and videos from its official handle of Trinamool has now come out alleging rigging and threats in the Tripura Civic polls as well that began 7 a.m. this morning. Trinamool Congress in a video tweeted on its official handle alleging a man in a black shirt was seen voting for others. The tweet and that video on your screens over there. They go on to say in that tweet, and I quote, that this one is supposed to be closely monitored. Free and fair elections in Agartala is turning out to be a joke. They say in that tweet, watch and believe the situation in AMC Ward number 30. Also, voting is taking place in over 644 booths in 13 civic bodies in Tripura, and most keenly watched fight being the Agartala Municipal Corporation over there. Monideepa joins us for the very latest. Monideepa, these visuals just shocking to say the least. Supreme Court also taking note of it. Just bring us up to speed with what's the situation at the moment.
Well, not just the Trinamool Congress, even the CPIM has been putting out pictures on its several WhatsApp handles claiming that there are strong arm tactics being used by the BJP to prevent voters from reaching the booths and also force polling agents of the opposition parties out. The CPM has also taken out a march to the SDO's office in Belonia to protest the going-ons in the voting. The BJP, one has to say, is consistently, some leaders that we have spoken to, denying any such involvement of the BJP in such goings-on. They are saying that there has been peaceful polling so far as we are concerned. So at the moment, it's a matter of claims and counterclaims, but there are pictures emerging, mostly from the Trinamool Congress, of candidates beaten up. There are some pictures of a man, with all kinds of injuries to his face, and the Trinamool claims that it was the handiwork of the BJP. There are also other videos emerging, and the most interesting one is of a man casting a vote for another woman inside a booth. I mean, we can see it plain as day, and of course Trinamool claims that the person casting the false vote is a BJP worker. But of course, the Supreme Court order has now, again reinforced the insistence of the authorities that polling be held peacefully and securely. Most interesting is that the Supreme Court has also said all media crew must be allowed full access to all the polling booths. We'll have to see over the next couple of hours how the latest Supreme Court order is implemented, but on the ground we are getting reports of trouble, intimidation. There are many people I have spoken to who are still not sure that they want to step out, take the risk and go and cast their vote. Trinamool Congress and CPM say this is BJP tactic to ensure a low turnout, which would go in the BJP's favor. Biplab Deb, Chief Minister, has cast his vote earlier in the day, and of course must be watching the situation unfold.
I just want to understand, why are these civic polls becoming such a huge contest over there? We've seen violence and reports of a lot of disturbance in Tripura for several weeks now. Sitting in the center looking at, they're just civic body polls, right? What makes them such a make or break election for the political parties there?
Well, that's an easy one, Sonal. Basically, this civic election is being viewed as a mini assembly election. The assembly election in Tripura is due in 2023. There is anti-incumbency. The sentiment, we are being told, is strong on the ground. The BJP needs to retain Tripura. Remember, it was a very dramatic victory for the BJP when they ousted the left government in that northeastern state. BJP needs to retain the state, but it has to deal with anti-incumbency, and therefore we are being told by the rival parties the BJP is now using strong arm tactics to ensure it holds on to the state. In the meantime, of course, there was always the left traditionally, which had held power for years and years, Manik Sarkar, in Tripura. But in the recent weeks and months, we have seen the Trinamool Congress making a very determined bid presence felt in that state. There have been skirmishes all along the last few weeks between Trinamool and BJP, but the objective of the Trinamool Congress as part of Mamata Banerjee's expansion plan is to seize the assembly in 2023, and therefore a big fight is what we are seeing unfolding. The civic polls, a mini assembly election. That's how political rivals are looking at it.
Right, so every seat important, every seat a reflection of the times to come as well. That's what makes it such a closely fought contest over there and so aggressively being looked at on the ground as well. Thanks, Monideepa, for all those updates and perspective on that story.